Inside your body exists a hidden world, unlike anything you've ever imagined. It is home to trillions of living organisms, so many that together they outnumber the stars visible to the naked eye. For decades, scientists believed this world existed only to digest food. Today, we know it influences your immune system, your metabolism, your emotions, and perhaps even the way you think. Yet most people will go through life without ever realizing that one of the most extraordinary ecosystems on Earth has been living inside them all along. To understand this hidden world, let's follow the journey of something incredibly ordinary: a single bite of food. The moment it enters your mouth, thousands of biological processes awaken almost instantly. Muscles coordinate with perfect precision. Enzymes begin breaking down complex molecules. Chemical signals race ahead, preparing organs that have not yet received a single gram of food. What feels effortless is, in reality, one of the most sophisticated operations in the human body. And remarkably, this is only the beginning. As food continues its journey, it reaches the small intestine, the true center of digestion. Here, millions of microscopic villi cover its surface like an endless forest, expanding the area available for absorption to nearly the size of a tennis court. Every second, nutrients are identified, sorted, and transported into the bloodstream with astonishing efficiency. Almost every heartbeat carries these microscopic deliveries to the cells that power your muscles, your heart, and your brain. But nutrients are only part of the story. Hidden among those microscopic folds is another discovery that transformed modern medicine. Your intestine is not inhabited by a handful of bacteria, but by an entire ecosystem of microorganisms: bacteria, fungi, viruses, and countless other microscopic life forms that have evolved alongside humans for millions of years. They are not invading your body. They are part of it. Together, they form a living community that quietly supports nearly every aspect of your health. Like every healthy ecosystem, balance is everything. Some microbes help digest food that your own body cannot process. Others manufacture essential vitamins, strengthen the intestinal barrier, or help train the immune system to distinguish friend from foe. Individually, they are microscopic. Together, they behave like an invisible organ working around the clock to keep you alive. And every choice you make determines how this hidden world will evolve tomorrow. Every meal becomes a message to this invisible ecosystem. Fresh vegetables, fruits, beans, and whole grains nourish diverse communities of beneficial microbes, allowing them to flourish. Diets dominated by highly processed foods do the opposite, giving an advantage to organisms that thrive in imbalance. You may never notice these microscopic shifts from one meal to the next, but over months and years, they reshape the landscape inside your body. Long before disease becomes visible, the ecosystem has already begun to change. One of the gut's most important responsibilities has nothing to do with digestion. Lining the intestinal wall is one of the largest concentrations of immune cells in the human body. Every day, these cells work alongside beneficial microbes to identify harmful invaders, repair damaged tissue, and maintain the delicate barrier separating your internal world from everything outside it. This constant cooperation protects you in ways you rarely notice, until something disrupts it. For generations, scientists believed the brain controlled nearly everything happening inside the gut. Then, a remarkable discovery changed that assumption. Woven throughout your digestive tract is an intricate network of more than 500 million neurons, so extensive that many researchers now refer to it as the body's second brain. It constantly senses, processes, and responds to its surroundings, even without direct instructions from the brain inside your skull. Communication between these two brains never stops. Through nerves, hormones, and chemical messengers, information travels in both directions every second. This may explain why stress can upset your stomach, why anxiety changes your appetite, or why moments of joy sometimes feel deep in your gut before they reach your conscious mind. Your brain influences your gut, but your gut is constantly influencing your brain as well. Researchers are only beginning to understand how deeply this connection shapes our lives. The microbes living inside your gut help produce and regulate many of the chemical compounds involved in mood, motivation, and emotional balance. Although they do not control your thoughts, they may influence the biological environment in which those thoughts arise. Suddenly, the old saying, "You are what you eat," begins to sound less like a metaphor and more like biology. This invisible ecosystem is unlike any other organ in your body. It is constantly changing, adapting to every meal you eat, every night you sleep, every illness you overcome, and even the environment around you. Unlike your DNA, which remains largely unchanged throughout life, your gut microbiome is dynamic. It learns from your daily habits, carrying the biological memory of thousands of small choices made over many years. The encouraging news is that this ecosystem is remarkably resilient. When given the right conditions, beneficial microbes can recover, diversity can return, and damaged balance can gradually be restored. Unlike many parts of the human body that become harder to repair with age, your gut is constantly rebuilding itself. Every healthy decision becomes an opportunity for renewal. That recovery begins with surprisingly ordinary things: a meal rich in fiber, a wider variety of plant-based foods, regular movement, restful sleep, lower stress. None of these habits produces dramatic changes overnight, but together they slowly reshape the microscopic community inside you, creating an environment where both your body and your mind can function at their best. The more scientists explore the gut, the more one idea becomes impossible to ignore. Health is not created by a single organ working alone. It emerges from countless interactions between your cells, your immune system, your nervous system, and the trillions of microscopic organisms that share your body. You are not simply human. You're the center of an extraordinary living partnership. Perhaps the greatest lesson is that your body is never working alone. Every day, trillions of unseen organisms quietly contribute to your survival without asking for recognition. They help transform food into energy, defend you from disease, and maintain the delicate balance that allows life to continue. The better we understand this hidden world, the more we begin to understand ourselves. And that realization changes the way we think about every meal we choose from this day forward. Modern medicine has taught us to think of health as something we restore after it is lost. But the hidden world inside your gut tells a different story. Health is being built every day, meal by meal, hour by hour, choice by choice. Long before symptoms appear, your body is already responding to the way you live. Every ordinary day is quietly shaping the extraordinary future of your health. Seen through this new perspective, food is no longer just fuel. It is information. Every bite sends chemical instructions throughout your body, influencing which microbes thrive, how your immune system responds, and how efficiently your cells perform their countless tasks. A simple meal becomes part of an ongoing conversation between you and the invisible life within you. Perhaps the most remarkable discovery is not that trillions of microorganisms live inside us. It is that life itself depends on cooperation. Your body and its microbial companions have evolved together for millions of years, each supporting the survival of the other. You are not simply an individual organism. You are an entire living ecosystem where countless forms of life work together in extraordinary harmony. The more we learn about the gut, the more it changes the way we see ourselves. We are not isolated from nature. We carry an entire world within us, a world that grows, adapts, protects, and evolves every single day. Caring for that world is not simply about preventing disease. It is about understanding that health is a relationship, not a destination. The next time you sit down for a meal, remember that you are making more than a choice about what to eat. You're shaping one of the most complex ecosystems ever discovered, an invisible world that has quietly protected you since the day you were born. Long before you notice the difference in the mirror, that world has already begun changing the person you will become. And perhaps that is the greatest story your gut has been telling all along.